12 VIP guests were invited to attend an exclusive dinner on a private island. The cost per person was a staggering $1,250. Soon, the guests boarded the yacht, heading toward the island. The yacht swiftly arrived at the island, and the guests, chatting excitedly, began disembarking. For them, this meal's main significance was expanding their social circles. The staff responsible for hosting guided the guests toward the restaurant. Ingredients can be found everywhere along the way. Vast tomato fields where people could pick their own produce. Finally, they arrived at the restaurant's entrance. As they walked inside, Margot noticed something odd. The moment they stepped in, the security guard closed the door behind them. She felt a strange sense of discomfort. Once inside the hall, the guests were quickly drawn to the exquisite dishes laid before them. Every step in preparation and every detail was carefully perfected by the chefs. After everyone was seated, the first dish was promptly served. A delicate dessert made of milk snow, cucumber, and melon. Nicholas was, as always, the first to take a picture. Everyone saw this as a unique experience, but little did they know. From this moment on, everything inside the restaurant would be under the control of Chef David. He told the guests that the people on this island weren't important. They merely collected the nutrients of nature and presented them in their most perfect form. However, everything happening in the restaurant was meaningless. In comparison to nature's eternity, human beings were insignificant. At this point, the guests dismissed his words. Many believed it was simply a part of the dinner's theatrical flair, so they continued chatting among themselves. With a loud clap from David, Margot was startled. The second dish was a breadless bread. A plate with various flavored jams but no bread. David wanted the guests to appreciate its unusual nature. Some business elites and celebrities laughed. "How can we eat without bread?" Meanwhile, a food critic excitedly commented, "This concept is brilliant." Only Nicholas seemed to be savoring the sweetness of the jams. Margot didn't touch her dish from the beginning to the end, which caught Chef David's attention. He walked over and asked Margot why she wasn't eating. Her reason was simple. These dishes couldn't fill anyone up. David replied, "These are carefully designed dishes. They're not meant to fill you up." He then walked over to an elderly woman sitting in the corner and introduced her as his mother. When he was 7, his father frequently abused his mother. After struggling to achieve anything, my weak self, he took a pair of scissors and stabbed his father in the leg. That was David's first act of defiance. The others were puzzled as to why David was telling them this. But soon, the third dish arrived. A small pair of scissors was stuck into a piece of chicken leg meat, and beside it was a corn tortilla with a special design. They thought it was another unique dish, but when they looked closer, they found their own secrets on the tortillas. There were photos of high-level executives having secret affairs, evidence of companies falsifying accounts, and even information about celebrities who had once been clowns before their fame. Nicholas' social media